Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's breezy, the track is fast, turf is firm, Tapeta's always fast. It's just such a it's been such a lovely weekend, Brian, here at Gulfstream. Just through and through, not a lot of humidity. Good to be out here.
It's a Sunday fun day.
It is a Sunday fun day.
That's what it is. It is beautiful. We hope to see you out here. Nice breeze in the air. Not too much humidity. 9 races for you. We're fast. We're firm. That Rainbow Six is building already in race number 4. And look at that. $1.25 is the estimated jackpot. And they've been firing. So there's a lot of excitement going on here.
There is a lot of excitement. And, of course, at our sister track, they give everything away today. Mandatory pools at Santa Anita that will start as we're finishing up, so make sure to stick around for that. But in the opener, the early pick 5, and Brian's got the ticket.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it now. This is a very difficult sequence. I initially had a double ticket, but now it's down to 64. I cut it in half. You can see the single. I had to single in race 2 to Oolong High. I'm just going to hope she pops this field. We'll talk about it. And then 4 by 4 by 4. I really couldn't come up with a horse to cut out here, so that's why I went with another single. In race 3, the 4 English Bob. In race 4, the 1, Majestic Venezuela. That's a tricky one, routing on the Tapeta. And in race number 5, that's my long shot, Darling Luna, at 15 on the line. We'll see what we get there. Nick Palmer, Lasix, try to pop that field on a firm turf course. Very difficult early pick 5 ticket.
It is, and getting things kicked off is a non-winners of 2, claiming $8,000 level. This is 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta track here. A field of 7 will go to post, and we're both on the 7 here with Splurge.
Yeah, Splurge just maybe, is going to be a short number here. Marty Drexler, now we've seen this. We've seen this in the past, past 3 or 4 racing days where Marty's dropping some horses, and if you want them, you can go ahead and take them. We know this is a Woodbine-based barn, and he might be playing a little poker here as well, but this horse is going to be really, really tough to beat.
Yeah, I think so as well. It was a good effort for the $25,000 level. This just seems like the horse to beat in this spot.
I want to mention this is the first mount now for Melvis Gonzalez, going to be represented by Chantel Sutherland, young rider, 10-pound apprentice, so best of luck there. Melvis Gonzalez on General Robinson, first career mount.
Yep, that's the 6 here. Yep, we have the 10-pound bug here as well. Now, the number 5, Lang Lang, she's just one that she is what she is, and this is her group.
So here's the problem with anybody that's not Splurge, and you've got the 2 Dove in Charge. We can lump them together with Lang Lang. They're okay, but they're not as good as Splurge. So not only do they need to move forward, they've got to hope Splurge comes backward too.
Yeah, exactly. And Dove in Charge is a horse that on the grass last time she just kind of ran off on the front end, and hopefully I would assume that those kind of tactics will be employed here today, but on the cutback, so you won't get it as easy, I don't feel like.
Agree.
Race number 2, it is the early pick 4. Brian has got that ticket as well. You'll tweet it out?
Yeah, it's just a run back. We'll tweet it out. Same old there.
And we're on the turf course here. 5 furlongs for this race. The rails are at 52 feet for this spot here. We scratched the number 7 down in the bayou in this spot. And you said the 5, Oolong High, your single. Oolong High and Queen Valentina are coming out of the same race. And let's show the replay, and I'll let you talk about Oolong High.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. She was disappointing last time. You expected they finally dropped her after 8 pretty solid maiden special weight starts, and she basically got dueled in to defeat in here. Queen Valentina, you can see as well. She sat the trip in this race because Oolong High's down on the inside doing all the bad, dirty work in there. I'm just hoping that Oolong High pops this field today. I know Hidden Voss is down on the inside on a drop for Kelsey Danner, and she's got some speed, but the rail I don't think is ideal, and I wonder as a Bouchero she might be a little better aimed for the Tapeta. Oolong High, Joe Bravo's been riding in very, very good form here at the Royal Palm meet, and she is supposed to go, and I'm going to take a deep breath and hope she lasts about 56 seconds.
Yeah, I hope so as well. My long shot's in here. It's the 6, Spectacular Force. This filly is going to get on the grass for the first time and to sprinting. She's got one half sibling who won 2 races turf sprinting. I'm just hoping that maybe, Marty Drexler is not a guy that usually you don't know him for first time, second time starters. Now this horse has had 2 starts under her belt. She is a 3-year-old facing some older horses. We'll see how it works out. But there was a work back in January from her that she broke like a rocket. If she can break quick, we'll see if she hangs on. Yeah, that's all I'm going to get.
We like Marty does a good job.
Yep.
This one seems like I don't know. We'll see.
It is a long
We'll
shot.
see. Yes, there you go.
There
I hope you get your 10-1.
Yeah, I hope so too. I agree completely here. Race number 3 here. It's a 7-furlong dirt sprint. This is a claiming 12-5 level here. We've got a field of 6 now. The 7 Quincy Cafe does come out of this spot here. And the 4 for you on top, this is English Bob. Oh, Bob.
Yeah, tricky race here. You
It
could
is.
go a lot of different ways in here. I admittedly had a very difficult time putting the line together in this race. I'll be interested to see what they do. English Bob now will go off the claim for Carlos David. That's a positive 24% move. I think we can easily now draw a line through the Topeka race. Last time that didn't work out. The dirt form is good. I don't think we have to be on the lead. I don't expect to be on the lead. And again, I'm going 4 deep in here. You've got you've got him in the mix as well.
Yeah, Loudmouth is a horse that on the drop was very good last time, but it was also he was a fresher horse then, and I feel like horses that have troubles kind of staying in consistent form, they run better fresh, and maybe that was his just one effort there. But he's 8 years old. He's won 10 races. It's not by accident.
No, and it's a confident move that Sandino Hernandez is going to double him up now. 1 for 62.50 last time. Here he is for 12.5. It's a good post for his running style, and he absolutely dominated last time, so I have no problem taking him.
Yeah, the 1-star sign. This is one of those Marty Drexler horses where was on the dirt for the first time in a long time, I should say.
Right.
Because this horse is 8 years old. He's been on the dirt before, and all of his good work has come from the dirt. Maybe he needed the race.
Yeah, and he didn't, in hindsight, he didn't run all that bad. He couldn't make a start at the championship meet for whatever reason, so he debuts on March 14th. Proverb would be 1 to 50 in this race.
So
I mean, that's a good group. And now he's in for 12.5. The rail is not ideal, but his running style shouldn't really be a problem. And they're going to hit up here, and he might get his pace in here.
Yeah, he might. And we've got Edgar Zayas aboard too, and that's always a very good sign. He had a good championship meet. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Ron Nicoletti will have that Rainbow 6 ticket, so don't go away.
And they're off.
Win big with new DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian Nato and Samantha Perry with you on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. We've got 9 races on the card, and race number 4 kicks off that Rainbow 6. They've been firing on all cylinders here. It's a beautiful day. We've got some good turf racing here in this sequence, and let's see what Ron Nicoletti does in his Rainbow 6 ticket.
Yeah, Ronnie will be out here for the opener. He's got the old playbook 43-20, and you can see he's spreading a little bit early on and then all the way in the finale. Now, Ronnie usually goes long shot in the finale, but he's going to go, I'm going to assume that Space Launch is his best bet. If it's not, it's a bold single because this is a really good turf race to get out of this card today, and Space Launch is 6-1 on the morning line, back on the turf for Jose D'Angelo. We're just going to show a replay out of that race because 3 of them, not named Space Launch, coming out of the same race.
Yes, it's a really competitive race, and
is.
it's the lone race in that coast-to-coast pick 5 today here, but between here and Santa Anita. Now, race number 4, it's a 1.70 miles on the Topeka track, maiden special weight. These are for 3-year-old fillies here. A really good group of 7 will go to post in the number 1 for you, Majestic Venezuela.
Yeah, it's a spread race for me, but, if nothing else, Majestic Venezuela has got consistent form. She's run 4 times. She's been in the money all 4 times. We've talked about Victor Barboza. He popped yesterday at 7-1. I didn't have him. He's got a couple in here. He's got the 4 Tape Runner. Now I'm going against my partner's rule. I did not use Tape Runner, and will be a much better price than Majestic Venezuela. But I just kind of wonder, Samantha, if it's now her time, because she's knocked at the door, and unless your firster is ready, and you're going to talk about Mission of Hope in a second and show a work as well, boy, there's not a lot going on here. I like her consistent form.
Yeah, and I will say although poolside was slim yesterday at Keeneland, I don't think he finished in the top 4.
Tough race
It was a really tough race, and the horse she ran well considering, and they better too. So that might have been a stronger race than I thought. Jessamine Hill will still see today at Keeneland as well.
Well, also a grade 2 race on the turf, right?
Exactly, yeah. So we'll see there. Now, the 7, who you alluded to, Mission of Hope, first-time starter for Christophe Clement. Obviously, if this horse is left here and not running at a place like Keeneland, you wonder about the strength of this horse or the class. But I wanted to show a work from Payson Park that this was a really good work, and show you who she's working with. This is Cortez, who won the Grade 2 Pan American. Mission of Hope was kind of the target horse on the inside, this work, and Cortez sat out behind. This was a really good work for Mission of Hope. I mean, this Cortez was a horse that had won graded stakes races in Europe, and the fact that they were working Mission of Hope, God bless you, with this horse is a really good sign. Past the bushes there, they both galloped out great. I just think that if Christophe Clement is matching these 2 horses up, that this filly's got some talent.
Well, let's just be perfectly honest, too. If she does have some talent and she handles this Tapeta surface, that's another question. She's got a huge chance in here because, again, we're seeing horses in the mid to low 60s and that kind of thing. If she can run a homebred for Robert Evans, and we know, how many horses he's had over the years that have been so good, she's going to be a big threat here.
Yeah, she does have one sibling to win long on the all-weather surface as well. So we'll see. I think she's going to be a good horse to play here. Midsummer Mo, I don't know what you get with her. She's coming out of that same poolside with Slim race. Yeah,
and this is, by the way, this is a tote board race too. You can look at the rainbow. This is important because if Mission Hope is sitting up there at 8-9-1, that's a terrible sign. Midsummer Mo, I agree. I don't know. She didn't make another start at the championship meet after February 3rd. She's been back now. She's freshened. I don't have anything to go on by the works, but they don't look all that snappy either. And she got beat up pretty good last night by behind poolside with Slim.
And they sent her back to the farm after those races.
Point.
So in Ocala, so that. Kind of wonder about that. Race number 5. It kicks off the late pick 5 and the tropical turf pick 3. I've got both tickets here, which is surprising. Usually my partner's the one with all the tickets. We'll look at the late pick 5 first, and then we'll just segue into the tropical turf pick 3. Not very strong opinions in these first 3 races. Race 6, I do have the 2 on top. That's Symbol Court. Race 7, I do have the 3 on top. That's a tough race. Race 8, this is the spread race for me. I thought it was very, very tough. I'm only leaving 1 out. And then my best bet's in the finale, and that's Smithwick's Spice. That's a $20 play. We'll take a look at the Tropical Turf Pick 3. And like I mentioned, race number 9 is one of the, it's the second leg in that Coast to Coast Pick 5 today that is seeded with $100,000. I just have 2 in this race 5. Race 7, like I mentioned, it's pretty tricky here. I do have the 3 on top, but the 7 Rocky Chitu is a horse I did add in for Mike Lerman. That's not on my pick 5, and then we've got Smithwick Spice to end the sequence. An $18 play in the 5th race, Brian, honestly, it's a really tricky race. It's on the grass course. It's maiden, $16,000. This is the lowest we're going to see them on this grass course here, and the 5 Butterfly Queen is out. That takes a lot of starch out of the race. Anthony Thomas will ride the 8 Starship Dynasty, and the 1 for you that I don't have anywhere.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know what's going to go on with this horse, because this horse ran pretty well last time behind a few of these. She was 59-1 last time. Usually they don't come back to these kind of horses, so she's my long shot.
Okay.
Lasix goes on today. She dueled the entire way last time. I would like to think she's not going to have to work as hard. There's one path to victory. That's in the front. We got a fast, firm turf course out there. We've seen it time and time again. Play to speed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought she ran okay last time, Samantha. That was the
did.
bottom at the championship meet. This is a lesser group today. I'm just going to take a shot with her.
Yeah, I don't think that that's a problem at all, especially in a race like
Right?
this.
And a lot of her main rivals don't have a lot of speed that we're going to talk about now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's talk about Starlet Sophie here. She's burned a lot of money. She's 0 for 10. I mean, she's got to win here, but you'll get a short price on her.
Well, no, they can't bet her that much because you got the two horses on the outside, not Nudette and Searchy. Now, Paco was initially on Searcy, so that's going to change things a little bit. They're going to bet those two horses. I mean, you're supposed to get 4-1 or so on her. I mean, you know, she's one of the horses. If you're playing a real ticket, you have to use her,
Right.
but you don't have to love her either.
Well, let's talk about those two outside horses, Nadudet and Searchy. Searchy, to me, this is a big class drop, but geez, I put in my notes 2 starts back, she might be a forever maiden.
Well, that's very, very fair. So both things that Samantha said are spot on. These are a big, big class drop. When you're talking about maiden 40s now, and she's maiden optional claimer, state maiden special weights, and now she's in for 16 at the bottom. It's a massive drop.
Yeah.
She was priced accordingly with Paco. He's not going to ride. It's Amicio Jaramillo, but she's still a horse that's supposed to be theoretically favored in here, but again, the losses are adding up. She's never really, here's the other thing too that bugs me about sometimes these horses, she's never really been that close to winning either.
No.
You know?
Not at all.
Right.
And I've tried her a lot of times.
Yeah.
And you look back at the race she's coming out of, factor that was really not that great yesterday.
Not at
So,
all. And this post is dreadful.
Yep.
Nadudet, the other horse that's going to take, I'm assuming, a lot of money. She has no speed at all either. She needs a meltdown. She's 0 for 15 with 7 underneath finishes. So, again, that's why I went with a number in here.
I think that this is a blow-up race.
Yeah.
This is one of those races here for sure. Race 6, it's the late pick 4. Brian does have the ticket for that with this 5.5 furlong sprint, and let's take a look at it.
Yeah, I've got the best bet in here of Symbol Court. There's not much going on there. She'll be a short number in race 7. I've got the 7, and that is Rocky Sheet 2 in race 8. I'm a little tighter than Samantha. I've got just 6-7 for me. That's all. Rocka Cruz will show you replay coming up, and then I'm spreading in that really, really tough finale. Eyes on Target for me. Luca Panicia be aboard that one. $12 late pick 4 ticket for me.
This is for fillies and mares 3 and up. It's a starter allowance here. There are no 3-year-olds in this race.
Right.
So
Right.
The playing field, I feel like, is a bit even. In the 2 Symbol Court, well, let's look at the replay here because this is why she's both of our
Yours
top
too?
pick, yeah.
And again, if you printed early like I did, Miguel Vasquez will ride here, not Paco. Just not good.
No.
At all. At any point. You can't do that when you're running 5 furlongs on the Tapeta.
No.
Yet, to her credit and a testament to her ability and her will and try, she's going to end up beating third a length and a quarter here. She had zero chance from what just happened.
Yeah.
And she's going to actually check again.
She does, right?
Late.
Yep, she does. Well, we'll see it
Yeah.
here. I mean, it was a big move to, after, getting bounced off the saddle and moved back, to come back and run third like this. And she even looked like for a second she was going to win this. But My Lady James was just good, and so was Invincible. But again, kind of steadied there a little bit. I mean, if she gets clear sailing under Miguel Vasquez, it's just game over.
Yeah, they're not going to beat her today with a clean trip. But again, that's sometimes easier said than done. It's a tricky little inside draw as well. But Miguel is very, very good. Miguel's one of those guys now that as the championship meet fades, guys like Miguel really come into the fore. Champion jockey here in the past and very, very strong rider.
The 4 Peach Cobbler, I think, could probably round out some things. Peach Cobbler and Sonicus are hard to separate for me.
They are. At least Peach Cobbler's got some speed. Sonicus is losing races because she doesn't have a lot of speed. Here's the thing with Peach Cobbler now. She's been 30 in her last 2 starts, and she's not going to be anywhere close to 30 to 1 today. But, her form plays with this kind of group. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, it does. Race 7, it is a late pick 3, and we've got rolling pick 3s all day, and they're $1 minimum, Brian.
Pretty cool.
Yep.
Definitely, if you've seen the payoffs, they've been flattered by that. I think that's a big coup for the player.
Yes, most definitely. Now, this is a tricky one. It's $35,000 maidens, 3 and up, 5 furlongs on the Tapeta track here. The rails are at 52 feet. The 4, Amazing Woo, is out, and that leaves a field of 6 here. The 7, Rocky Chitu, for you.
How about Mike Lerman? Couple wins in the last, I'd say about 6 racing days. Finally got XY Speed. Maybe he got me off his back, and that's why he got the W.
There you go,
that was cool, and he popped again the other day. And Rocky Shitu's got a real chance to give him 3 here because this is the horse to be. I'm sure you like the gelding angle as well. We're going to try the turf for the first time. Boy, this is a field there for the taking.
Yeah, it is. I agree completely. We'll have to see. I mean, he moves in a spot, which is good with the scratch. We'll just see if he's got any talent. The 3 here for Enel Cordero will cut back, and I like that move.
Yeah, that's the other reason I like Rocky Chitu, because the 3 and the 5 are cutting back. Boy, this is going to be sharp. He was 81-1 last time,
he was.
And he ran okay. He did run fast on the lead, so that's a credit to him. Hopefully Edgar Perez can put him in the race a little bit, because we've talked about this so many times that, when you cut back, be it the Tapeta or certainly the turf, and you're sprinting, it's a big about face.
It is, yeah. And races like this, you've got to be close.
You better be.
Yeah, and I don't think that the 7 is, let's be honest, is not that quick on the front end, and it could set up well if their inside horses are on a send mission.
Yeah, if they are on a send mission, for sure. Guaro is another horse that's been setting or chasing the pace, but again, those are route races.
Yep.
What are you going to get today on a cutback?
Yeah, it kind of makes it a little bit up for grabs. It's a very competitive race here, the second leg of that Tropical Turf pick 3. Race number 8. This was, I'm glad you have a kind of a stronger opinion than I do, because I'm only leaving 1 out in my late pick 5. It's a 5.5 furlong sprint on the Tapeta. Non-winners of 2, $8,000 is the claiming tag here. We do scratch the number 4 Grand Roque from this spot, and there is a lot of speed here. Yeah,
there's no doubt about it. And James Gang, if nothing else, he did well to draw outside of it. This is kind of one of your angles. We haven't tried the Tapeta before. Let's try it today. Sandino Hernandez has been kind of pulling all the right strings, and this horse comes in and, behind Shot 10, we don't really know why, but Shot 10 absolutely blew up last time. Yeah. Belts and Brooks ran really well finally on the drop, 2 back. So I also think James Gang is coming out of good races.
I agree, especially to what he's facing here today. Right. Let's pull up the work of Raka Raka Cruz. This is a horse that has not started since September. This was March 10th. Now, Raka Raka Cruz is on the outside here. He's a quick thing. He's a big boy as well. Mm-hmm. He's got short legs and not a very long stride. He's put together so interesting. He's never able to get to his workmate, and boy, take note of his workmate. This is a horse that has not started yet. And
coming right along.
Yeah, so Raka Raka Cruising, he is what he is at the end of the day here. I think that he's not going to break any records, but he's in for a claiming $8,000 level. They took him to Del Mar. He didn't fit over there. They ran him against quarter horses going 1,000 yards at Los Al, and he ran okay. The fresh angle could be good for him.
Well, you said he is what he is. Well, what he is a Tapeta horse. So,
yeah, there you go.
He's a player in here. And Rohan Crichton has used Anthony Thomas to success in the past. You can see it there. They're 27% from a 15-horse sample. So he's in here to fire his shot today. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Yep, I agree completely. Yep. The one I have on top, I thought that this was maybe the only kind of closing horse in the race.
Yeah, but he is, and there's a lot of speed in here. Yep. I just didn't like the rail, and the barn's been so cold.
That's what I worry about, too. It's just been a very slow past 5 or 6, 5 months for Liz Dobles, but I don't have just a strong opinion in this race at all, and that's why I'm spreading, and my partner's just going too deep. But the outside is a good thing. You want to be close in these Tapeta races. We've seen it the past 2 days. You've got to be very, very close. Now, Race 9, the finale. This is a really good feature here today. It's a 1 1/16 on the grass course, allowance optional claimers for 4 and up. We have a scratch of the number 9, Grand David. Luca Panici will ride the 4, Eyes on Target, and Edwin Gonzalez will ride the 1, Smithwick Spice. This is the second leg of that Coast to Coast Pick 5 with $100,000 seated in that pool, Brian, and the 4 for you with Luca aboard.
Yeah, well, let's show the replay, right? Eyes on Target,
Yep.
Smithwick's Spice, and Tatanka were in this spot. Eyes on Target down on the inside, and this is the February 8th race, and you could see it right here. He's got traffic. He's idling a little bit, and he does, to his credit, he gets up.
Yeah.
The group he faced last time, I think, was, I'm going to say, Samantha, much better than this group, so I view it as a class drop. That was a 50-35 starter optional claimer. There does seem to be, and sometimes when the gates open, all bets are off, there does theoretically seem to be some speed in here too.
There does. And the thing about Eyes on Target is that race, the rails were at 80 feet, so getting that kind of trip that he was in from
Right.
kind of out the back, it was a closely grouped bunch towards the top of the stretch, but that's tough to do, that move that he
Yes.
just pulled here. And Smithwick Spice, who finished second in that race, it was a gutsy effort on
Sure
the front
was.
end, and then the horse came back, and they just, on the spur of the moment, decided to run this horse in the turf dash,
Right.
going 5 furlongs, and the horse won. I mean, he's such a classy horse.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's going to have to earn it from down in there. Like I said, there's
Yep.
some other speed, but if they want him to be loose, he will be.
Yeah.
It's just a question of how fast is he going to have to go to get there.
The 6 Space Launch, as you alluded to, is one of the horses not exiting that February 8th
Right.
race here, but is coming off of a second place finish against Tatanka on the Tapeta.
Yeah, and he's been in very, very good form. Ron has him singled to
Yeah.
end the Rainbow Six. He's got the right kind of mix of tactical speed, but he's not going to get involved in what could be Tatanka's never let anybody get away early at all, so it could get mighty, mighty hot up front.
Yeah, Tatanka was just really disappointing to me on that February 8th race, and maybe it was just regressing a bit off of the win before.
In hindsight, I think you could be right. He was my best bet of the day
Yeah.
that day, and he just did not run very good.
No, but then he comes back on the Tapeta. It's almost like Jekyll Hyde. He's
Yeah.
got one race good, one race so-so, one race
Yeah.
good. But we don't have Carruthers anywhere, but I think this horse is worth mentioning for Marty Drexler.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be mighty sharp for
Yeah.
him. I also feel like he's a Tapeta horse, and he was
Yeah.
so good here. And
He was.
Maybe Marty tightens him up. The thing about Tatanka, too, that worried me maybe for your horse, and that's why I put him down a little further, Tatanka's only good races are when he makes the front.
Yeah.
And he didn't make the front in the race 2 back, and you saw what happened. And his 2 most recent races where he did, he's wired the field. So I kind of feel like they're probably saying we
They've
have
got
to
to
be
go.
up front.
Yeah, they do. That's going to be the best kind of option for him in this spot. It's such a good feature race and finale that we have today, and like I said, it is involved in that Coast to Coast Pick 5.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the grass is playing earlier in the day to close things out. But to close us out, we've got that world famous lightning round, Brian.
Yeah.
And today, like I said, we've got good turf racing. The Tropical Turf Pick 3 is back again today. That's going to be throughout the Royal Palm Meet when we've got 3 turf races. They're the 3 last ones of the day. $3 minimum, 15% takeout.
Yeah, and it's a great bet for the better. 15% takeouts as low as you'll see on a pick 3, and the payoffs, as we've kind of beaten down to you, is they have been phenomenal. They have always walloped the parlay, and you really, I was going to say you just need one price. I don't even know if you need a price sometimes because we've been running such deep and competitive turf races. You've seen it where, the favorite's 7-2. Just get home and you're going to get paid.
Yep, it could not be more right about that. And we've been mentioning the Coast to Coast Pick 5 today. It's $1 minimum, a really good wager. We've got one race here from Gulfstream, and everything must go at Santa Anita today.
Well, it's seeded with $100,000, and just to point blank put it bluntly, that means there's $100,000 of dead money for you to go after. I'm not going to make you do the math, but if 10 people hit it, they're going to get an extra $10,000. That's what's in there. It's free money to have at it. The pool will be the pool's very good anyway. They've been getting $250,000 on this. It's closing day at the big meet at Santa Anita. As Samantha said, everything's got to go. And when $100,000 is up for grabs and for free to go after, the pool will be massive out there today. What a cool kind of send me off.
Yeah, it is, and it's within a span of 3 hours, so a little bit more condensed, which I like. And there are some good races. I've got a single in race 9. I did some digging yesterday, we'll see how that works out. As far as singles, though, your best bet today.
Well, it's apparently the same as you, right?
Well, not my best.
Oh, not
bet,
your best. Okay,
yeah.
62, Symbol Court.
All right. Mine is in the finale with Smithwick's Spice here, and your long shot.
Well, I'm doing exactly what Smithwick Spice is probably trying to do, and that's wire the field on the turf, and that's Darling Luna in race number 5.
And mine is coming a bit earlier with Marty Drexler on the grass with the 6 Spectacular Force in race number 2, 10-1. We'll see how that shakes out. Brian and I will be with you throughout the day, as well as the legend, Ron Nicoletti, the Mr. Rainbow Six King here. Thank you all for joining us. Enjoy the day, and we'll send it upstairs to Pete IL. He'll give you the scratches and the changes on the card. Best of luck.